Hey guys, welcome to the video. This video will be an advice video mainly geared toward juniors just to get prepared for college admissions coming up, and it can also be geared toward freshmen and sophomores to be prepared for junior year, to be prepared for admission season. Yay. So this advice is based on my personal experience and the experiences of my peers. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video. So the first thing is obvious, but not so obvious in how, but do well in your classes. If you're struggling, find ways to support the struggle or mitigate the struggle. One way of doing that is to seek help from your teachers. In my personal experience, they have always been there to help and push you to succeed, and if you're not seeing that that works, go ahead and find help in your peers and maybe even look online. YouTube pretty much has every subject covered, especially math and how to do problems and explain it conceptually. So there's a lot of resources out there for you to succeed and get good grades. Colleges typically look mainly at your junior year grades because that's the last grades they see before deciding if you're doing early action, but your first semester of your senior year as well if you're doing regular action. So junior year grades are really important, but that does not discount your sophomore and freshman year grades. Especially say your freshman year you didn't do so well. If you have an upward trend in your grades from freshman to junior year, that looks really, really good. And I'm not saying getting straight A's or straight A's in, let's say, 1B your whole high school career is bad. I'm saying that it is also shows that you took initiative from your freshman year to gradually increase your grades and focus on that, which is also a plus. I think some colleges do not even look at freshman year. They negate that because you're just getting into high school, you're working with the transition from middle school to high school, and just a lot of things can go awry or just life. Also, your junior year, you should start looking at colleges if you have not already. When I was making my college list, some things that I thought about were the community, the academics, were they suited for me, did they have programs that I wanted to study in, and I looked for location. Is that a place that I want to be? Is there stuff to do around there that interests me, and things like that. So community, student community, resources, academics, and location. Also, start to see what these colleges require. Some colleges make the SAT and ACT optional. I talked about that in a previous video. Make sure you know if they require you to submit standardized testing, if they require you to submit subject test scores, or if they require you to submit some other supplementary material. You need to know that before you try and do all these things that are unnecessary, or you don't do these things that are absolutely necessary for you to apply for admission. That leads into the next thing. If you haven't already, go ahead and start taking these standardized tests, start practicing for them. One thing that I kept in mind for my scores, I wanted them to be high enough for the average of the schools I wanted to get into, but one quote that I philosophically live by is shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. What that meant for me is aim really high for a score that you might theoretically get, and it's possible, but if you don't and you get a score that's lower than that, then it'll be okay, and you can live with that score and be somewhat confident in it when you're applying. One thing that is really important is focusing on your passions in high school, whether that be a club that you're really dedicated to or something that outside of school that you're really dedicated to. And it doesn't have to be, say, community service. It can just be something you're really passionate about, like art or dance or math, just something you really like to do that showcases a part of you. And if you are interested in many things, be passionate about many things. Another thing is do something with your summers. For me, this was doing things I loved. I didn't really do anything this summer after my freshman year, but the summer after my sophomore year, I went to tour with drum corps, auditioned for color guard, which I'm part of my high school's color guard. So I auditioned, did that, toured all over the country that summer. And then the summer after my junior year, I attended the Summer Academy for Math and Science at Carnegie Mellon University, and I really learned a lot, and it really got me interested in things like computer science, and I really got to pursue my passion in like astronomy and learn more about that. And it was completely free. It's just an overall great experience, and I got to focus on my passions those 2 summers. So whether it's that or going to work, and it doesn't have to be something academic or expensive or anything like that. It can be that summer you worked while you were working on your passion, like maybe creative writing or something like that. Just something that shows who you are and what matters to you. So these things really made my college application journey a lot easier, finding things to write about in essays and connecting them to the school that I was applying to. And this also allowed me to be a motivator and give advice to my peers who were going through the same process. Thanks for watching. That's all I have for this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and enjoy the ride.